As you know, us moms are pushed and pulled in so many directions. But us neurodivergent moms are like that square block that your toddler is trying to shove into that square opening. This world just isn't built for our brains. Boundaries are things that we don't want to do, that we shouldn't do in order to protect ourselves from overwhelm, loss of energy, just not having any time for ourselves. And no one is going to respect those boundaries if you don't set boundaries for yourself. It is not comfortable, but once you start, you will start to feel so much freer. Here's just a few of the culprits or obstacles that get in the way of us having boundaries. People pleasing, masking, trying to fit in, trying to be neurotypical, trying to live up to success or what you consider to be a good mom or just what you consider to be normal. The number one thing to remember when you're setting boundaries is just asking for more time. So all I want you to do is memorize this phrase with me. Can I get back to you on that? You don't have to explain anything. You don't have to tell them that you have to check in with anybody first. You got to look at your calendar. Really, less is more because it's less for you to remember and it's easier. So say it with me. Can I get back to you? But let's go back to culprits real quick. These are not bad things. People pleasing, for instance, is not a bad thing. It's just who we people please. So I want to please my husband. I want to go above and beyond for him. And he wants to do the same thing for me too. But endless people pleasing our boss at work and not only doing our job, but doing other people's jobs because they're doing it wrong, that's not healthy for us. And it's hard because we want to see things done correctly. But it's at the expense of your sanity, your energy, and it starts to produce the snowball effect where you are then expected to go above and beyond and do 1,000%. And this expectation of what you're going to give at work keeps snowballing until it's very, very difficult to even consider start to setting boundaries. So just think of people pleasing as a key that you only give to certain people. Another culprit or obstacle is living up to what you think is successful or what is a good mom. I always picture these videos, I'm sure you've seen them too, where this mom wakes up at like 4 or 5 a.m. and she goes out and she throws back these beautiful, perfect curtains, and she folds up this one unfolded blanket in her perfect living room and puts it back. Then she exercises, then she homeschools her kids and blah, blah, blah. But listen, this isn't you. It's not me. You're not normal. I'm not normal. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to be normal.
Because I just actually did an article. We had I think I was in the Wall Street Journal fairly recently talking about this, but this idea of the 5 a.m. club, it's terrible. It's a terrible, terrible idea. You know why? Because only about 15 to 20% of the entire population worldwide can actually achieve getting up at 5 a.m. on the regular.
Our version of our neurodivergent, ADHD, or autistic version of success and happiness is going to be a lot different. You just have to ask yourself, what lights you up? What energizes you? And what brings you joy? Those are the things that you are fighting for. Those are the things that you're trying to make space so that you have time and energy to do those things. So how can you free up time in your life and energy in your life so that you have the time to do those things? Probably by doing less of the crappy stuff, like kids' sports, watching 3 to 6 hours of TV a day, doom scrolling, making dinner every single night, spending an hour and a half exercising every single day, staying up for hours later than you should. So what dreams do you have? What goals do you have for this year? If you can't honestly think of anything that brings you joy, things that you want to accomplish, then there is a problem there. It's a no energy or time for you problem. Your kids don't need to be in sports or clubs every spare minute of their lives. They need time to reflect. They need time with you, and you need time to yourself too. So just to very briefly recap, we said that there are obstacles or culprits that get in the way of setting boundaries. And we also said the only thing that you really need to remember when you're setting boundaries is, can I get back to you on that when somebody asks you to do something? One obstacle was people pleasing endlessly, and that we should feel like we have a key for people pleasing that we only give to certain people. We also said that being successful and happy looks a lot different for neurodivergent people. We're going to move on to the last one, but if you like this video so far, please hit the like button and subscribe if you want to get more content geared toward neurodivergent parenting or being a neurodivergent mom. Masking is another big culprit because when we do it endlessly, it just drains us, it exhausts us, and there's really no way sometimes to get that energy back. So masking can be bad when we do it for the wrong reason and we just do it endlessly. Part of our journey, especially if you're late diagnosed, is understanding who we are, discovering ourselves, accepting ourselves, and working through the things that we struggle with, those mental blocks that we have. Masking can be a really easy thing to fall back into. It can seem very comfortable at times because we've done it for so long, and it is necessary at times to mask. So wherever you can in your life, places that are unhealthy masking, try to reduce that as much as you possibly can. Sometimes we use substances to mask so we can feel more neurotypical instead of neurodivergent. I know I have done it, and it just leads to another snowball effect of negative things. We can't sleep very well. We don't get good sleep, and we feel like crap the next day. We're hungover. We have a lot of brain fog as a result, and many other issues too. But it's a very difficult habit to break. And it's because a lot of us are addiction vulnerable. Until recently, it was thought that some people were predisposed to having addictions, or that certain people had addictive personalities, but that's actually not true. Reading books like The Upward Spiral can really help rewire your brain so that you can enjoy things that are healthy and not be falling into the trap of addiction. Even neurotypical people these days can pick up a phone and start doom scrolling. It's so easily accessible, and it's just a very constant thing that we have to fight against. Working through these different obstacles that are likely the reason why we aren't setting boundaries or why we feel like we can't will really help change our perspective on boundaries, because we are valuable. We are different. We don't need to prove ourselves relentlessly. So go open up space for yourself to be different. Be open to some great relationships with other neurodivergent people. Your kids are watching you, and they want to know how to live a healthy life as well. I hope that this was helpful for you today. Please leave a comment below. Reading your comments really gives me encouragement that I helped at least one person. Thanks for watching. Bye.